All stories alleged. For gossip and entertainment only. Let's get started.
Hello, gossipers. Sharona here. So, what is a podcast? It's a noun and it's a digital audio file made available on the internet for download into a computer or mobile device, typically available as a series, new installments of which can be received by subscribers automatically. Now, why am I finding what the definition of a podcast is? A lot of people have podcasts. And not only a lot of people, but a lot of celebrities are now into podcasting. Either they're guests on podcasts or they themselves are the the interviewer on the podcast. And it's like with these podcasts, there has to be some kind of potion or concoction because people go on there and they spill stuff that should be private, stuff that we don't need to know about. Celebrities, they complain about privacy and, they can't have peace, and everywhere they go, it's attention this, attention that. And you do have some celebrities, major celebrities, for example, like a Tom Cruise, Kerry Washington, they can live without social media or being on social media all the time. So they know how to navigate around keeping their life very, very, very private. Then you have those, they go on podcasts, YouTube, TV shows, and they speak, but they don't speak as openly as they do on a podcast. Now, I'm thinking, is it because they're not in a studio? It depends on the location of the podcast, but most podcasts is done like in the comfort of either your office or your home. There's not a lot of people around, so it's like you feel more comfortable, and with that, everything starts coming out. So where am I going with this? So Jason Biggs. Who is Jason Biggs? Jason Biggs is an American actor and comedian. He is best known for his role as Jim Levinstein, I think, in the American Pie film series. We know American Pie. And as Larry Bloom in Netflix series Orange is the New Black. So, he's good. He's been nominated for SAG Awards and, Daytime Emmy and Satellite Awards. And in addition to acting, he's also an advocate for mental health and a supporter of, theater and comedy. Now, he went on a podcast and he told that he snorted the C word out of a trash can. And that's what I'm saying. Like, we would not know this, but he went on this podcast, and, told this. So we're going to read the story. It's from TMZ, and it says, Jason Biggs, I once snorted C out of a trash can. See, I can't even speak. Jason Biggs is getting real about his wild past with drugs and booze as he describes a night he was out of and he ended up retrieving a bag of C straight out of a stranger's trash can. The actor spilled the tea on the Well with Aria Lore podcast, revealing that after shooting to fame with American Pie at age 19, he had cash, C word, and no one telling him no during his blackout C and booze binge finding phase. Not even his wife, Jenny Malone. He recalls snorting C at 4 a.m. while his wife slept one night and having anxiety about obligations he had later in the day. So he tossed in the baggie in his own trash to stop himself, but 15 minutes later, he came crawling back to dig it out and snort another line. Fed up and desperate, he chucked the bag in one of his trash bins outside his house. But sure enough, he returned shortly after climbing in the bin, dug it out, and snorted yet another line. So he's revealing all this on the podcast. It didn't stop there. Frustrated with himself, he hopped in his car, cruised down the hill to Sunset Boulevard, and stopped at a random house, rummaging through their trash bin and stuffed the bag into a Starbucks cup. He drove home, once his current high wore off, he went back to the stranger's trash to retrieve the bag and finish it. Clearly, it was a long, dark road for Jason, but the father of two finally got sober in 2017. OMG. This we did not know. And like he said, he was 19 in the fame of American Pie. And like he said, no one was telling him no, because the movie was received with such everybody was loving the movie. And I don't remember when the movie came out, but I think I only watched it once. There are fans out there, they keep watching it, and every time you see Jason, he's known as the American Guy Pie. You know what I'm saying? The American Pie guy. And yes, he played Jim in that role, and basically that's what made him famous. And to see that at that age he was able to do anything he wanted, he had all the money. But to have your C word and you throw it in your garbage, then you go back 50 minutes later, do it again, so you didn't trust yourself, so you drove further away from your house, go back home, but the high was still there, so you went back again out of the stranger's trash, you dropped it in just to finish it off. Well, we're happy that Jason now is grown. He was born 1978, so he is 46, around that age. And he's with his wife, he's a dad, he's living life. But again, with these podcasts, you go on there and you reveal some stuff that should have just stayed in the dark. Anyway, gossipers, what are your thoughts on the story? As always, please like, share, subscribe. Thank you for watching and listening.